We have seen some changes in demand in terms of canned foods, because canned foods was one of those products, as well as pasta, that is actually very, very susceptible to this COVID-19 effect. So the canned foods, particularly in retail, were demanded quite heavily. So if you think about that 30 cents in the dollar that we spend in food service traditionally in restaurants, has now gone over to retail, and that retail demand was particularly hitting canned foods and pasta. So that money that was being spent in food service has now been spent on long life consumer groceries. What it's meant is that canneries around the world, particularly Thailand, are facing huge demand. Italy has faced a demand to the point that they've never seen it before. So canned tomatoes are on the verge of running out globally, which we've never seen in probably 50 years. And then certain countries which people don't want to buy from. So there's an effect of saying, well, I don't want to buy from that particular country because I don't trust the food from that country. So you'll find that people are more gravitating towards more brands that they know, and the unknown brands are sort of pushing back a little bit. And even in the retail experiment, we know that the retailers that are not doing a strong online presence are actually falling back in terms of their perception to the marketplace. So a retailer that doesn't have strong online is not seen as a progressive retailer, and therefore the customers are saying, well, even their bricks and mortar are probably not as attractive as they used to be, because people are looking for online solutions. But mind you, at this stage, only 10% of retail transactions in food are actually done online. So that means 90% of your shopping is still done with a bricks and mortar, but you're also getting in and out quicker, which means that your shopping experience has been disrupted, and your food service experience has also been heavily disrupted as well. What we're seeing from food service distributors, and this is first-hand from food service distributors, is certain items are selling gangbusters and other items are not selling as well. Now you would have to then assume that those products that are not moving are the ones that are more plate friendly, and the ones that are more sort of takeaway friendly are actually in growth. So I'll have to monitor things like smoked salmon, for example, which to me was always a pretty good takeaway option, but apparently smoked salmon sales are pretty down. We could only therefore assume that smoked salmon is a product which people like to eat on premise as opposed to taking away, probably because they feel that there's a perishability concept behind that product as well, which then affects the sales of things like our capers as well, which is a normal flow-on effect of one product not being demanded.